Now time to get you dressed. Jean took the onesie and pulled it over Kitty's head, forcing the hood over her face. The hood covered Kitty's face up to the bottom of her nose, and Kitty had to stick her tongue through the gap to open it wide enough so that it wouldn't make her breathing more difficult. Jean moved her hand to Kitty's shoulders, putting the onesie in optimum positions to just slid it over her once Kitty's wrists were untied. A puff of smoke, however, and any chance of Kitty using a moment like that to escape had vanished. "Your thoughts betray you, diaper lady," someone chirped in. As the smoke cleared, Kitty was now fully dressed in her onesie. Her hands were cuffed inside the pommels. Kitty knew this because the biting harshness of the cuffs dug into her wrist, and she had a pacifier stuck through the hole in the hood. Puffs of smoke stung Kitty's eyes again, and she was once again back in the original cube. "How long does dirty diaper smell hand around for?" Jean asked, turning to Rogue. "Or could it be that we have two babies in the playpen and one lives life far too much on the edge?" Stony silence, answered Jean. "So Rogue, you're a baby who doesn't wear diapers because..." Rogue looked into Jean's eyes. Rogue's body was pulsing with anger. No answer means no reason. No reason means punishment time. Kitty had been moving behind Jean and was ready to jump her when all of a sudden both Kitty and Jean were back in the changing cube. Kitty was stuck back on the changing table and Jean was sitting on the potty. "Finish with one baby before you torment the next." Hypnotic said, her face pressed up to the mesh that made the cube's walls. Jean nodded. Kitty was suddenly back in the first cube. "As you have just made me wet my pants, you can wet yours," Jean said, standing over Kitty. Jean's skirt had been shortened from knee length to thigh length, suggesting that any other mistake would result in another 3 inches being lost from her skirt length. "Mommy says wet your pants, Kitty," Jean said as she took hold of Kitty's tail and wrapped it around the support to which Kitty had been attached. She then took the buckle and attached it back to the tail, creating a simple loop that drew tighter the longer the distance away from the support was. "Chasing your tail will not be a good idea, Kitty." Turning back to Rogue, who was still livid, she had to sit in poopy jeans for an extended period. Jean stalked toward her new target. "Now it appears that the poopy condition is just present in babies. Or maybe you are a baby in disguise. Are you a normal person, Rogue?" Jean questioned. "Silence, so you must be a baby. But you aren't wearing any diapers. Babies should be in diapers, Rogue. It's the only sensible way to stop you from ruining your pants." Wait a second, you have done. Now it's time for you to rediscover the delights of diapers." The acrid smoke surrounded the two, and Rogue then found herself restrained in the same way as Kitty had been moments before. Now Kitty was very good when she was being changed, and that's no fun. Jean said wickedly. "What I need is a baby with ants down her pants," Jean affected Rogue's accent. All wriggling and jiggling, Jean went to the wardrobe and returned with a pair of luminous green plastic pants and a red and black striped onesie. "These should brighten up your appearance, but you will still sit nice and still."